Hey guys, so I'm starting this, by nearly breaking a mirror, starting this video with no makeup on and my little hen party headband on again, and a crazy curl. But today I'm going to recreate my, well no, not recreate, but I put a photo up on Instagram the other day of like a blue smoky glittery look, and you all seem to love it, and I did put a poll up whether you wanted a tutorial on it, and you all said yes. And the good thing about this is it's pretty much all the eye products are drugstore. We've got a Revolution Reloaded palette, a Revolution matte palette, and then collection glam crystals, and that is all that I had on my eyes apart from a bit of eyeliner. So yeah, I thought I'd film it. What I'm also going to do, in a minute I'm going to put some the Garnier under eye tissues, because my skin, if you follow me on Instagram, which if you don't, please head over there and follow me, but yeah, if you do follow me on Instagram, you'll know that my skin has really been playing up lately. Like, I've had some really dry patches down here, but last night I noticed that I had some really dry patches under my eyes, so I put some like serum, moisturiser and everything like that on it. But what I'm going to do while I do my eye makeup is put some of the under eye tissues on and hope that everything sits on top. Alright, I am going to be testing a new concealer, which is the e.l.f. 16 hour camouflage one. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, 16 hour camo concealer, and I picked it up in Fair Warm. Like I said, I'm hoping that it sits okay over all the serum, because normally my under eye tissues I'll put on a night and then obviously leave them to work to soak in and everything overnight. But I am going to be putting it on today just because I need that extra hydration, because I think otherwise my makeup will look awful. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to do a voiceover for the eye makeup just so I can zoom through, and I've got work this morning or today, and I seem to waffle on a lot and get behind, whereas if I do a voiceover I'll just get on with the makeup. So yeah, what I'll do, I'll prime my eyes with the e.l.f. concealer and then do the eye makeup, do my foundation, and then I'll come back, test this on camera, and then do the rest of my face off camera. So yeah, let's get into making this face not look quite as blotchy. It still doesn't look great, but we can fix that, and I will see you when we test the concealer. Okay, so as you can see, I've got my Garnier under eye tissues, and I've primed my lids with the e.l.f. concealer. I needed to use like the tiniest amount, but for eyeshadow I'm starting with the Revolution Reloaded palette. I can't remember the name of it, but I'll link it down below, and I'm taking the petrol blue shimmer and I'm putting that all over the lid and taking it slightly above the crease, because we're only really going to use 3 shades of eyeshadow today, so you'll see how I make it look all blended in a minute. But I'm using this on a flat brush and just pressing that all over the concealer. I'm just trying to get it like a domed look, so then it's just a bit easier, like they look the same when they're blended out. And then I'm going to jump into the Revolution Mattes palette and take the petrol blue grey colour, and which is obviously a matte colour, it's in a matte palette, and just take that on a soft small fluffy brush, and blend over the edges of where we put that shimmer. And these are quite similar in shade, but obviously one's a shimmer, one's a matte, so it just helps blend it out a bit. As you can see, it's just blending nicely. And then I'm taking a slightly bigger brush and using a white, just any old white eyeshadow will do, and going over the edge of that matte blue. And as you can see, this is creating like a second colour, so like an icy blue grey colour. And I'm just going to keep going and going and going until it blends out. That's the only thing with strong, dark, pigmented colours. You do just have to keep going back and blending. And I am bringing it up quite high. I mean, if you bring it up too high, you can always take it back down when it comes to like highlighting the brow bone and everything. But as you can see, it's like created a nice fade of a couple of different colours there just by using two matte colours. And again, just go in, do the same technique, different eye. Just keep blending. You can see I've got a little bit of fallout on my under eye masks and on my under eyes. That is why I do anything that is like really pigmented, like this kind of look. That is why I always do this before I even put any creams or liquids on my face, because it just gives a cleaner finish. As you can see, I'm bringing that near enough right up to where the brow bone highlight would come to. And then I'm going to use a nice icy highlight, so obviously you will get some definition. You're not going to sort of like lose it into the brow. And then I'm going to go back into the Reloaded palette with that blue-black colour, and I'm going to place that sort of on my lower lid, so not all over my lid, but like on my lower lid, and then take a fluffy brush and blend that into the shimmer. Just mix the two on the fluffy brush and blend them into the shimmer so that it gives more of a deeper look at the lash line. And this is another reason why I do my eyes first, because this blue black has got some glitter in it and it does have some fallout, but it's the same with any kind of glitter eyeshadow. You do tend to get fallout. And next I'm going to take the Collections Glam Crystals. It is a gel eyeliner or liquid eyeliner, but I do tend to use them a lot for this, like putting all over the lid and things like that. And then I'm going to use I use my finger to blend it out a bit so that it's more diffused, because obviously as you can see it's quite a small brush because it is a detail liner, but that just gives the glitter all over the lid without being too harsh. But I like to keep it more to the centre of my eye because that's where I want like the main focus to be, the highlight to be. So it's kind of like a kind of like a halo eye, but not a halo eye. I've now got my foundation on. I'm wearing the Revolution matte base in F5 and then the Revolution foundation drops in F2. I wanted something that was a bit more, obviously still full coverage, but more dewy. So even though I'm still going to set everything, but obviously I wanted to put some moisture back into my face, so that's why I went for the foundation drops. So let's put some more makeup on the face, because at the minute I'm looking very odd. So yeah, like I said, I'm going to use the 16-hour e.l.f. concealer. I mean, my eyeshadow has gone on top of it really nicely. It does set down a little bit, which I do like. I think what I'll do, I'll put it under, let's go for this eye, because this eye looks like it's the darkest at the minute. It's got a huge doe foot on it, and it picks up a lot of product. I only had to sort of dab once on my eye, and it did both eyes, so do be aware of that. A little goes a long way. Wow, that's bright. Let's hope this isn't too light. So just blend out the edges first. Yeah, I think I've done too much. That's fine, we can take it up the side of my nose. So I always use a sponge when doing my concealer. Foundation, I tend to use a brush, and like cream contour and that, I use a brush. But my concealer, I use a sponge every time. Wow, that's bright. So like I say, this is Fair Warm, I think. Yeah, Fair Warm. And look how bright and in that is. That is so nice. And it is very high coverage. And as you can see, let me turn those lights off. I don't know if you can see, it's dried down, there's no dewiness there, there's no shine there. That gives you more of like a typical or proper colour representation, but as you can see, look how bright that one looks to this one. Let's put the light back on, give my camera a minute to adjust. I would say it has covered. You can see slightly I'm still a little bit dark on under my eye, so let's just add a tiny bit more. But as you saw, I do have quite dark under eyes, so obviously it can be a bit hard to cover. Sometimes I do have to use a colour correcting concealer, but for highlighting, this is so good. And as well, it won't help that I've got dark eyeshadow on top, so obviously it'll make my eyes look a bit darker. I like this coverage. I like the colour as well. Let's put some more on the face. So I really like the collection one. The only thing I don't like about this, actually, to me it picks up a bit too much product. Like, that is way too much on my upper lip, or on my cupid's bow. Some people might like the fact that it picks up a lot of concealer, but a little, as you saw, goes a long way. With this, I mean, look at that. Like, let's use this side to get rid of some of that product. Please excuse my dry. I swear I say this in every video. I've got it on iron mode, so that's why you can hear it every now and again. Yeah, so that is like super brightening. Look how bright my chin looks right now. The only thing I will say I'm a little bit scared to use it on is my nose, just because it's such a big doe foot. I've got a feeling it's going to take over my whole nose, and I'm just going to have like a super white nose. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to use the excess and just dab that on my nose, and then when we come to contour later, I'll just obviously contour the sides of my nose. And then put some bronzer on just to make my nose look like it belongs to me. Yeah, so that's, as you can see, that's covered that side a lot better than it did that side. Obviously we have to go in with the second layer. So if you wanted like a super highlighted look, this, and if you're sort of like a similar colour to me, Fair Warm is very light. Like I said, I do like the Conceal and Define Extra Fair shade for that colour. I like, no, not Conceal and Define, Collection Lasting Perfection. I like the Extra Fair colour because of the tones. It's more yellow tone, so it's more brightening. Whereas the Conceal and Define, if I want coverage, I will use that. But if I want brightness, I'll use the Collection. So obviously, it all depends what you want. I mean, this is creasing. Let me zoom you in a little bit. Come on, close to my eye. Like you can see, like ignore this little skin tag. You can see it's sort of creasing a little bit. But as I have said before, in quite a few of my videos, my under eyes do crease, so I set them anyway. The main test will be if it creases after it's been set. But yeah, like I've just tapped that out, and you can see I do have natural lines under my eyes. That's one from the shape of my eyes and two from age. But yeah, let's put some powder over this and see how it sets. Get the right draw. Let's go with the Kat Von D to keep all of that brightness there. Oops, I think I just tapped too much out there. So I do set with a sponge, and this is the Revolution hard sponge. And I like the angle that you get on this, because you can take it right up and create that line down your nose as well. So that's it set. Leave it to bake for a few minutes. I'll go away, finish the rest of my face, and then I will come back and we will do my under eyes and finish this whole look off. I've now got my face makeup on. It's just the eyes to finish off. So I'm going to take the Reloaded palette again with that flat brush. I'm going to mix the two shimmer shades that I used on the lid. So that blue black and the petrol blue. And stamp that all along my lower lash line. We are going quite heavy on the lower lash line. Just because we've gone so heavy, we need to balance out a little bit. And I just think it ties it all together. I mean, look at that. I've not even blended that out, and it just looks more finished. Anything I will say is if you haven't powdered your face down, I maybe wouldn't use the blue black one with the glitter in, because the glitter does or can have a tendency to sort of fall where it wants, because it is like a loose glitter that is in it. Like you can see, it's quite a chunky glitter. Gorgeous, but it's chunky. And then I'm going to take the Flawless Mattes palette and take that blue shade that we use on a nice small fluffy brush. Tap off a lot of that excess and just blend. And make sure you blend, make sure it reaches the top lid, like matches up, like you've got no gap there. This concealer Like I said, I baked it a bit. It brushed away really nicely. Yes, it's got creases, but not like it's natural creasing, not makeup creasing, if that makes sense to you all. Probably doesn't, but as in like it's gone into my creases, not actually the foundation. The concealer hasn't shifted, but I will try and do a check-in later on and let you know what I think of it. But up to now, I'm really liking it. Like I say, I like the brightness of it, the highlighting fact of it. Yeah, really like it, and I can't even remember how much it was. I think it was about £5 or £6. Yeah, so next I'm going to take a super fluffy brush, pick up a white, any white, and just adjust that like we did on the top, just to make everything blend. It just kind of creates like another colour as well, if you get what I mean, like where you've mixed the blue and white together, makes like that icy blue-grey colour, and it just finishes everything off. There we go, so that is the eyes done. The only thing I'm going to finish it off with a nice chunky mascara, which is the Mascara Revolution. I'm not putting lashes on. I did in the picture I put on Instagram. I wore Angel Face from, I think it was Angel Face, they're right here actually. Yeah, Angel Face from Honey Cosmetics. But the reason I'm not today is because I'm going to work, and I already look a bit extra as it is for work, so yeah, not putting some super big lashes on. And that concealer is set nicely over the eye mask. I mean, I've still got a dry patch, but obviously one eye mask isn't going to get rid of a really bad dry patch. My skin was irritated, and then I put a face mask that I've used before, but it really made my skin like raw, like red. So obviously I took that off straight away, but it has dried my skin out. So this is my eye look done. The only thing I'm going to do now is put MAC Cut Lip Liner, Jamie Genevieve lipstick, and the Revolution lip topper. I'll come back, show you everything finished, and then that's me done. So this is my finished look. I use the Exquisite lip topper from Revolution, just to add a bit more sparkle, because we've got glitter on the eyes, so why not put glitter on the lips? And yeah, this is my finished look. Like I said, I'll try and do a check-in later to let you know how the concealer's working, but I'm going to go off to work now, do some hair, and then I will hopefully remember to check in with you all later. If not, please remember to hit a thumbs up and subscribe. And if you liked it, if you want to see some more dramatic looks like this, then let me know down in the comments. Bye! So I remembered to do a check-in. It is now 4:10. I know I didn't tell you the time earlier, but it was about 10:15 when I put the makeup on, so that's what, 6 hours worth of wear up to now. It does say 16 hours, which obviously that's not going to be tested today, but up to now 6 hours. What, I've just turned my mirror, put it back in my drawer. Please ignore this. I thought I had something stuck to my face. Don't know what it was, but it made me bleed. So yeah, just ignore that a little bit. I'm just going to powder down in a minute though. But this concealer is still looking good. Eye makeup still in place, as you can see. Come a little bit closer. So yes, it's been on 6 hours. I've been to work. It's only a short day at work today, but I've been to work. Like I said, I'm just going to powder down, put some more lipstick on because I'm going out with the girls for something to eat. So powder down on camera. I'm just going to take my Revolution matte base pressed powder. I mean, you can see how much I'm liking this because I've like practically got rid of the Revolution that was engraved in it. I'm just going to take my big powder brush and just stamp that over. I mean, I know this isn't a foundation wear test, so obviously it's not my whole face, but obviously I did put some on my under eyes, forehead, my chin and everything, and that has powdered down nicely. I like the way that it sits on my skin, the way that it dries down a bit. I like the coverage of it. Like I say, this I didn't cover as well. I did have to go in with a second layer, but it layered over the top perfectly. It's, like I say, still in place, but it is claiming to be 16 hour. Yeah, 16 hour wear test, 16 hours of wear. So obviously 6 hours is nothing really, but you get, let's see, this is one thing I forgot to tell you earlier, you get 6 mils of concealer, so let's just compare that. In the collection you get 6.5, so it's actually a bigger bottle, but you do get less in the e.l.f. one. You get the same, let's have a look, see if we've got one that is the same. I don't think we have, so yeah, you do get less than the collection one, but it is drugstore, it's not too overly expensive. I will try and remember to leave a link to it and the price down in the description, because like I say, I did forget what the price was. I just picked it up when I went to pick up like some more sheet masks and things, so I will try and remember to link that down in the description along with everything that I'm wearing on my face, because I do believe everything else is still available, whether it's on Revolution Beauty or the Revolution website or Superdrug or Boots, wherever you like to get your cosmetics from. Obviously Revolution isn't available on Boots, but like I said, everything was pretty much drugstore, and I don't know about you, but I'm really liking the way it's lasting. And yeah, I have got a dry patch just here. Let me see if I can zoom in and it will show you. Yeah, you can just see here. That is why I was wearing the Garnier under eye masks, because that was very dry this morning. But like I said, the amount of serum that was in them, they are saturated, it has not shifted, it has stayed in place, not applied funny or anything like that, mixed well with the foundations. The only thing that I didn't think to try is I do have the e.l.f. foundations. This one isn't my shade, but I do have the e.l.f. foundation. I can't remember which one this is, but it's oil free. It's got SPF in it, but it's oil free, so it is good for oily skin, because obviously it hasn't got the oil isn't its base ingredient. But if you want me to test it out and see how this wears with that, I will do that. Just let me know down in the description. But apart from that, I will maybe do one more check-in in about another maybe 4 or 5 hours. But that is it for today's video. Bye!